So it is indeed my honor and my privilege to introduce to you a woman who is a strong conservative. She is the mother of 5 biological children, the foster mother of 23 children. She is strongly pro-life. She is a friend of the taxpayer. She is a business owner. And when I introduced now Governor Haley in July 2009, I said to you, I predicted she would be the next governor of South Carolina. Well, today I present to you the woman who I believe will go on to be the next president of the United States of America. Please welcome Congresswoman Mechelle Bachmann.
Because you took a woman in Nikki Haley who said she was going to fight for you. You knew Nikki Haley was going to fight for you because she did fight for you when she was here in the state legislature. She took grief. She went all across the state to make sure that you would know how your state officials were voting on issues. She proved herself, and then you proved that you believed in her, and now your governor has delivered for you on that legislation. And so that concept that was birthed in her heart to make sure that you would know how your elected officials are voting, she's done it for you. Give her congratulations. The governor's exactly right. South Carolina is filled with a state of people who fight, and people who fight for liberty, and people who love liberty. We are lovers of liberty in this state, and it's a thrill to be able to be with you. You recognize that in Washington, D.C., your rights are being taken away from you. And maybe that has something to do with the fact that this week, President Obama has his lowest approval rating numbers ever. President Obama will be a one-term president. And South Carolina has proved that women have a fighting spirit, and South Carolinians are going to back a fighting winner like our wonderful Governor Haley. And I think when it comes to the presidency of the United States, people recognize that Barack Obama has been weighed in the balance, and he's found wanting. We've seen what he has to offer. When he came in as President of the United States, he decided we had to have the $700 billion bailout for Wall Street. He's the best friend that Wall Street has ever had. He said he wasn't going to have lobbyists in his White House. His chief of staff today is one of the biggest lobbyists on Wall Street. Where's President Obama's credibility? Not so much, that's right. Then he decided that we had to have bailouts. Bailouts of the car companies, of Chrysler and GM, and we're still bailing out the car companies. Then he decided we had to have more bailouts, you name it. Banks, insurance companies, car companies. He couldn't find enough places to bail out. After that, he had the $1 trillion stimulus. What did the stimulus tell us? He said we won't have employment go about 8%. How's that working out in South Carolina? Well, I tell you who has been working on unemployment, bringing it down, is Governor Nikki Haley in your legislature. In the brief time that Governor Haley and the legislature have been working on unemployment, if you look at it on a graph, it's been going like this. It's going down. It's going the opposite direction of a lot of states. That's because South Carolinians get it, and you spoke up, you got off the couch, you rose up, and you held your public officials accountable. That's what we're going to do in 2012. We are holding the House of Representatives D.C. just passed a budget deal for 2011, and my opinion was that didn't go far enough. This isn't a time for playing games. We can't play games anymore. Now it's time to get serious and get tough and take these big spenders on. I want to congratulate you on the delegation that you have sent to Washington, D.C. Your delegation voted no. And I applaud them. Now we have another opportunity on the debt ceiling. What's your opinion? Should we raise the debt ceiling? I'm with you. I am with the people. I have a petition on my Facebook site. I invite all of you to come to my Facebook site and join up. Be a part of Team Bachmann. We need you because I say no to the debt ceiling. No to raising our debt ceiling. Now some people will tell you, but Mechelle, you don't want the government to shut down. The government won't shut down. This is what will happen. Revenue will continue to come into the United States Treasury, and we will first pay off our debts, our obligations, and interest on the debt. That's the first thing we'll do so we don't violate our credit rating. After that, we prioritize our spending because we don't have enough money for everything we want. Gee, what do you think about that concept? Because those of us who consider ourselves Tea Partiers, are there any Tea Partiers here today? For those of us who are Tea Partiers, we believe in three general concepts, and it's this: we are taxed enough already. I can tell you that from experience. I have a doctorate degree and a postdoctorate degree in tax law. I've spent my life in the United States Federal Tax Court seeing how devastating high taxes are on the family, farmers, individuals. We are taxed enough already. You're exactly right. Don't stop saying it. Number two, governments need to not spend more money than what they're taking in. At the federal government level today, out of every dollar the federal government spends, 41 cents is borrowed. I don't know about you, we couldn't live more than 2 months like that if we, in our family, to live on borrowed money. When you live on borrowed money, you're living on borrowed time. And we are not going to do that to the next generation. We are not going to do that. So live within our means. The third thing that the Tea Party stands for is this: act within the limits of the Constitution. Don't spend more than you take in and live within the limits of the Constitution. These are my kind of people. These are patriots. We're proud of it, and this is the biggest political movement that is going across the United States today. It's bigger than political party. It includes reasonable, fair-minded Democrats, reasonable, fair-minded independents, reasonable, fair-minded Republicans, reasonable, fair-minded people who've never been political a day in their life. All they know is that our country is in trouble and they want to take our country back because they love this nation and they decided. And just like all of us here today in Columbia, your state capital, we have decided to vote. And we're voting for America. We're voting for liberty. We're voting for the next generation because this is the greatest nation on earth. This is the indispensable nation, and we're voting to make it go on. So South Carolina, all I can say is thank you. Thank you for making Nikki Haley your governor. Thank you for holding your wonderful state legislators accountable, and now they are listening to you and paying attention to you. And because of your example, I believe the other 49 states are going to pick up, and they too are going to rise up. And America tomorrow in 2012 will once again be that beacon on the hill. It's not too late. It's not over. Get up. Care. Now is the time, because in 2012, that's our chance to win the Triple Crown, the House of Representatives, the United States Senate, and we're sending a change of address form